TWM podcast. It is time for you to know your role and open your ears as Friday Night SmackDown makes its big premiere on Fox. So, let's throw out some smack talk. I'm Matty Deller, part of TWM Podcast, bringing you your weekly review of the Blue Brand on your Saturday afternoon. Hello there. Thank you for downloading, either now or in the future. But I'm imagining this is a Saturday afternoon. The football's just finished, and you're listening to us either on your way home or maybe just chilling out on your Saturday or Sunday. I'm Matty Deller, as I said, part of the TWM podcast platform. Smack Talk, part of the Monday to Saturday schedule, where we bring you news, reviews, and all that good stuff from all corners of the wrestling world in all the usual places. Those places being Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Acast, TuneIn, Podbean, and YouTube. Also, to pay those bills, we are brought to you by Squared Circle Box. Use the code TWM News for 10% off your first order. Get it in as soon as possible. You can get the month's latest box. It is the only place, in my opinion, and pretty much anyone's opinion that matters, to get your monthly wrestling box-related goodness. That's squaredcirclebox.com. TWM News and 10% off your first order. They were never going to split us up, were they? We are the Colin Graves of TWM, and take that as an insult or a compliment. But joining me, as always, is Joseph.
Hey, I'd just like to say, you're the boss. If you wanted to get rid of me, you could.
I know, and then I chose to keep you around.
Yeah, I'd like to think that I am his shadow. I'm sure.
I'm not playing into that. Maybe you're more the Heyman to my JR. I keep you around. I keep you around to train you about the finer arts of podcasting. In reality, you're there to literally just keep pushing the buttons as I'm trying to keep things in control. Yeah, debut episode of Friday Night SmackDown last night. Watched it live on Sky.
I watched half of it live.
You watched?
My day was.
Yeah,
I watched half of it.
I was going to let you explain what happened. So the floor is yours on how you watched half of it live and half of it this morning.
Yeah, just had a really bad day. Split a bottle of wine with my dad. So that meant I stayed up until 2 instead of 3. It's fine.
Yeah,
got more sleep. I just woke up to a blank TV screen and my dad leaving the room and the clock saying 5 in the morning.
I like the idea your dad just stayed there. Like, so your dad saw the end of SmackDown before you did, pretty much.
My dad fell asleep at 12.
I see. Okay.
I don't know if you remember in one of the myriad group chats that we're together in, me talking shit about The Apprentice. I watched half of it, got sick of it, switched over, and for some reason Sky was showing Triple H versus Undertaker at can't remember the WrestleMania number, but it was the first one I tried to watch live.
Okay, I was about to say it depends which one it is. Is it the one on WrestleMania, or did they show the one from Crown Jewel? So
Hell in a Cell. I have a question about that match because it's the first Mania I tried to watch live and didn't. Why was Lil Nate just dead in the ring? A lot of people love that match. I don't like it. I feel it's kind of a bit counterproductive of what a Hell in a Cell is. I watched it live with a bunch of friends, and they all loved it, and I did not like it. I generally can't remember. I've not watched it since. So really not one for a wrestling purist, but I feel
let us know, TWM Wrestle. Why was Little Nate dead during Hell in a Cell? I imagine there was some sort of spot where he got yeeted into something.
Shord was special guest referee from Dark. So I'm like, why is their second referee just dead?
I generally can't remember. Can you see we're trying to avoid talking about Friday Night SmackDown, if I'm brutally honest, because wasn't a massive fan of it, if I'm brutally honest. There were some bits that were good. I will say the ending.
Value.
The production value was amazing. I love the new stage. The stage looks brilliant. I've not seen the opening video because I ended up trying to scramble around to get everything ready and ended up missing the first. I saw the first bit I saw when I turned my TV on was Becky Lynch getting into the ring. So I missed Stephanie and Vince introducing SmackDown and the new ident and stuff.
I saw it all, and let me tell you what I thought. So we hear No Chance. Out comes Vince with Steph. I'm upset we didn't hear the Queendom.
Oh yes, because that song is brilliant.
Look at that girl there, lips, hair.
God, I hate that song. Generally, Stephanie McMahon has not had a good song once.
Somebody did an underrated themes, and they threw in like Maven's and Stephanie McMahon's, and left.
Yes.
David Flair's legit banger of a theme.
Which one, the WWF or WCW one? WCW one I liked, but the WWF one.
But the WWF one from the meme.
Yeah, WWF one. That was it. Never forget David Flair's theme. It will be if we ever do a live show, I'll demand that it is everyone's walkout theme. Just stopping and starting over and over and over again. Anyway, Don, tell me what happened in the first few minutes of Raw. SmackDown.
The little, I don't know what the correct word for it is. The little preview video. They say, "Welcome to SmackDown Live," and it cuts to the new SmackDown Live intro. And the first thing you see is Kofi Kingston, and my optimism shot straight through the roof. First image you see on the SmackDown Live. It's Kofi Kingston shot straight to the roof.
Speaking of your optimism, Joe, let's talk about the main event. So it was kind of a good news, bad news main event because Brock Lesnar is a 5-time WWE champion as he smoked Kofi Kingston in about 10 seconds. However, immediately following this, Lesnar was haunted by a ghost of his UFC past as Cain Velasquez appeared to back up Rey Mysterio and taking down Brock Lesnar. Let's start off with the opening part of this. I'm going to caveat this by me and you have both discussed that any time after, I want to say SummerSlam, I think we both said we were okay with Kofi losing the belt because he'd had a decent enough run. However, to bitch him out in one move is bullshit, considering you have your Finn Balor's and your Daniel Bryan's of the world, and they constantly kept insisting that Brock Lesnar struggles against smaller guys because they're fast. To have Kofi immediately just go lose to one F5 in 8 seconds pretty much is WWE to a whole going, Kofi's good, but he's not that good. He's that. Basically, they have just hammered home that in their eyes, no matter what we think, Kofi Kingston will be forever a B+ player, and they will not put him on the tier of other people, which is bollocks because genuinely, Kofi's had one of the better WWE Championship runs in recent memory.
He has had the best face run of a WWE champion since I've started watching.
Yeah, and they bitched.
Sorry, when I say started watching, I mean week in, week out.
Yeah, and they've bitched him out. Like, he's a better face champion than Seth Rollins has ever been.
Yeah, we were discussing how terrible Seth Rollins was as a face yesterday.
Yes,
in the period while I was awake for SmackDown.
Yeah, and
it just made everyone involved look stupid. It made Kofi Kingston look stupid for insisting the New Day should stay in the back. It made the other members of the New Day look stupid for not insisting that they join him. It made Brock Lesnar look stupid for attacking Rey Mysterio in the first place.
Yeah,
and it made Rey Mysterio look stupid for not interfering while the match was going on. If you want to annoy Brock Lesnar, you had money match.
Yeah, you costed the title. It made so much sense for him to immediately come out and cost him the match.
It made the writers look stupid for essentially just not taking the belt off him at SummerSlam.
Yeah,
the way that they treated this match, and you know what? I blame two people for this. I blame The Rock.
Okay.
I reckon
Are you talking about him overrunning?
He 100% did.
Yeah, if you watch the rest of the show, The Rock, as entertaining as that opening segment was, overran by a good, I want to say minimum 5 minutes, if not more.
10. I would have said 10.
Yeah, I would have said 10, but I didn't want to be too ambitious. So maybe between 5 and 10 minutes he overran.
Between the amount of adverts on Fox, it felt like he overran by 10 minutes.
Yeah.
He probably didn't, but the rest of the show is on fast forward. And you know who the other person I blame is?
I'm going to say, I want to say Vince, but I feel like it's the obvious answer, so I don't think it will be him.
I said you. It's you. I blame you. Because after Kofi's last title defense, you said, so do you think this feud is going to continue? His last title defense against Randy Orton?
Yeah.
To the entire world that he is just as stupid as Kofi Kingston is. Which is actually, you know what, thinking about it, it's the perfect cherry on top. And at that point, I knew that at his next defense, he was probably going to lose it. You thought that the feud would continue and said, who is there left? And in my head, I knew there were two people left. Brock Lesnar or Shane McMahon.
Yeah.
Which is a better alternative?
Shane McMahon literally all day long. This was like, it's just, yeah, I don't want it to become a thing, because it's not a thing, but you can imagine there's going to be some people that are immediately going to go down the race boulevard, if you will, down that problematic river, with the whole fact that they had Kofi completely bitch out in 8 seconds, and they're going to be like, well, so-and-so and etc. Doesn't believe that a black champion could be as good as his mighty. Like, I don't want people to go down that road. I'm just saying this outright. Like, I don't want people to go down that avenue, even though it is a pretty easy avenue to go down with this.
I am tempted to myself, and then I am reminded of their match at Beast in the East, and it went pretty much exactly the same. It was just that Brock Lesnar was in a more playful mood, so suplexed him a few more times. Yeah,
and Kofi was a heel as well. Kofi was a heel. But for me, this isn't. I'm going down a different route of. This is a WWE's opinion of, or not WWE's priority is the word I want to say. Is always going to be fans third, wrestlers second, money first. Because clearly, Fox have gone, here's a load of money. We want Brock Lesnar as champion. And then they've gone, sure, fine, we'll make Brock Lesnar champion. And I would not be surprised if they've gone, we need a big dominant showing from Brock Lesnar at the top of the show. And they've gone, fine, we'll squash our beloved face champion in 8 seconds and have him probably immediate. I don't see Kofi getting a rematch. Honestly.
But they said no rematches.
Yeah.
They stated that a while ago.
I know, but I wouldn't be surprised. I know Hell in a Cell is this Sunday. Good God, Hell in a Cell is this Sunday. 3 matches they've got booked. Nothing was booked on this show. I doubt they'll have any matches for Kofi or whatever. If they do, it'll be in like a random 6-man or something like that. There won't be a title rematch. And then at Survivor Series, he will be a face in a team at Survivor Series.
He's going to join Team Hogan with the rest of the New Day.
Yeah.
At that point, I will switch off main roster forever.
It's going to be a struggle. Well, you are contracted to Smack Talk, so I might have to make you watch this. But no,
I'm a journalist, and so I'll do it.
I did say that
journalists, and your point about WWE always putting money first. Do you know what it was this week?
What was it this week?
It was the 1-year anniversary of Jamal Khashoggi's death.
Yeah. So they seem to really be very, very good at pissing people off in like the first week of October, don't they? Like, or just October in general. Whether it's this, obviously, is quite minor in the list of indiscretions that they've done. Whether it's getting into bed with Saudi Arabia, continuing their relationship with Saudi Arabia, even in spite of the Jamal thing in October, or even the more longer term thing of them working a deal with Susan G. Komen, when a lot of people have explained on several reasons why that charity is not exactly the most kind of friendly charity on the planet. But we digress. Let's talk. We've spoken about
what is cancer awareness anyway?
But I will say, the end of the show, like, this did save the show for me, because I was generally ready to say that I did not like the show at all. I did like the end, because it was so, like, it's very rare in WWE you get a massive swerve. Like, the swerve on AEW, the end of the show, everyone knew that was going to happen. Like, the only swerve would have been if it didn't happen that week. Cain Velasquez coming out with Rey Mysterio shocked so many people that many people thought that Dominic Mysterio had got tattoos and got very jacked in the 4 days between Raw and SmackDown.
And also got a facelift to look less like his real... anyway.
What I love about it, Rich live tweeted SmackDown last night, and what made me laugh is he kept hammering home, calling him Dominic Guerrero, and I was like, that's a mistake. Yeah. No, in kayfabe, he literally is Dominic Guerrero.
He is.
Which is tremendous.
That's astounding.
It looks like, Meltzer, I know he's been very hit or miss with WWE stuff lately, but on the Wrestling Observer,
why.
He's got a more elite source. He's saying that it's going to be Cain Velasquez versus Brock Lesnar at Crown Jewel. Yay. The annoying thing is, as much as I don't want to watch Crown Jewel, I want to watch Cain Velasquez versus Brock Lesnar in a WWE ring.
We have to watch Crown Jewel. We are journalists. If you're going to make me watch SmackDown for the foreseeable, because this is what I'm contracted to.
I love what actually when it takes an actual contract. It's just like, I've asked you to do this show.
Yeah.
We also we got a promo earlier in the night where actually, what was your thoughts on the whole Cain Velasquez thing? Did you did you enjoy it, or were you kind of still clouded by the annoyance of the Kofi loss?
Well, obviously I didn't watch it live, so I kind of already knew that Kofi was going to lose. My main takeaway was from this. I really got one question. It's Cain Velasquez from the exact same place that Rey Mysterio is.
I don't know where Cain Velasquez is.
6'1".
Yeah.
Well, I'll look it up a bit later, maybe. But yeah, hearing 619 and it's just Cain Velasquez, I was like,
Big E nearly called the New Day motherfuckers in a hilarious promo when things were happier for the New Day earlier tonight. And as I mentioned, as I texted you during the night, in his case, this is potentially accurate considering his constant pursuit of trying to chirps Becky Lynch's mother. So, right. The other match that ended up, I'm not going to lie, completely getting cut off at the legs by, I'm imagining, the Rock overrunning, was the ladder match between Kevin Owens and Shane McMahon. Sorry, I didn't say it right. Joe, do you want to do the honours? Kevin Owens defeated Shane McMahon in a ladder match! I love your new microphone because it makes it sound so much better. To ensure that Shane is gone from WWE. They did a feud that went too long. The feud stopped, they brought it back, they did some silly things about litigation, and the only way you could have salvaged this was by having a kick-ass ladder match with loads of cool spots, giving it about 10-15 minutes, 20 minutes probably out push.
Lots of time to breathe, lots of selling, lots of emotion.
Yeah, so we got none of that. We got a sprint of a ladder match, 3 big spots, and it's a weekend to a feud that went too long, so in reality, the feud was a complete bust. We are brought to you by Squared Circle Box, a monthly professional wrestling subscription box filled with mystery goodies from around the wrestling world. From just £25 a month, you can get t-shirts, signed photos, DVDs, books, trinkets, doohickeys. It's got it all. Sign up before the 21st of each month to get that month's box. Do it now at squaredcirclebox.com and use the code TWMNews for 10% off your first order. That's TWMNews for 10% off at squaredcirclebox.com. Do it now.
It was just at this point, it was. I just realized there was a rehash of their feud where it was the roles were reversed.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, how did that feud? The first chapter of that feud end. It ended with them in a Hell in a Cell match, having a really good match between the two of them, and a shocking heel turn / return. This one ended with a shitty ladder match, because it was there were some great spots. The frog splash for a ladder, the coast to coast with a ladder was really, really nice, but it was in fast forward, so I couldn't get into it. A lot of this show was going so fast and so just bang 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 bang. I imagine if you got a short attention span like I would have had when I was a kid, this was brilliant. But for me, I just couldn't get into anything. I just kept losing interest because everything would finish so quickly.
It's really funny that we're talking about this. We got Matthew Roberts. I probably got his first name wrong.
No, Matthew Roberts, you are correct. That is true.
Matthew Roberts he wrote a retro review on the first episode of SmackDown, first full episode of SmackDown.
Yeah, the network premiere.
Network premiere, and he basically said that it was just so fast paced that if you had a short attention span or were a child, you probably thought it was amazing. But watching it back as an adult, it didn't stand up, and that's what I felt like this was.
Yeah, exactly. It just didn't stand up at all. The other thing I want to know as well is Shane is getting closer and closer to missing that table.
Oh my God!
Like,
well, he's sacked now. He'll be back in a year.
He can practice his hops.
He can practice his hops. But I reckon he won't be doing much after taking that powerbomb through the one ladder that won't break.
Yeah, that's a very Kevin Owens ladder spot. He does that spot in a lot of ladder matches. The low bridge ladder where it's on the bottom rope, so there is no fucking give to it whatsoever. You can't bounce. There's nowhere to go. You're just hitting a ladder.
Am I correct in saying in most ladder matches there's all the wood ladders that they've painted silver and then one ladder which is real?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they did that spot on the one ladder that's real.
I feel like I would love it if the wooden ladder was in the was the one in the bit, because then they could have done the spot they did. Generally, one of the most creative ladder spots I've ever seen. It was a great storyline. That's what I'm shocked no one else has done it before. They did a match between name redacted Benoit and Jeff Jarrett in WCW. It was like a ladder match for I think the US.
You could say his name
for the US title. And they had a spot where basically, obviously, I think this was around time the NWO 2000 was running riot, and what they had was Benoit get a ladder, step on the ladder, and try and climb up, and all the rungs fell out of the ladder. They just kept so he couldn't stand on it, and so it was like a botched ladder. So and then eventually shenanigans come in, and Jeff gets the real ladder and gets it. I'm like, how have they never done that spot before? How have they never repeated that spot? It's a really clever spot. Really like it.
Probably because it was on WCW 2000.
Which is the best time. Don't at me. Are we going to do it? There will be a TWM Talks down the line where me and someone else who loves WCW 2000 will sit there and talk about how much fun it was. It could be more
entertaining if it's somebody who's never seen WCW 2000 and you make them watch it.
We might have to do both. We might have to have two people on, one that loves it and one that doesn't. Other things that went down on SmackDown last night. Tyson Fury got in a bit of a tear up with Braun Strowman, so is that another match that's going to be at Crown Jewel?
I think that one will benefit from a long, slow build. Also, this is the end of Lars Sullivan. They got rid of one large, tall, bold, problematic person and replaced him with another large, bold, problematic person with more star power and charisma than Lars Sullivan has ever displayed.
It's it's an interesting one with that Tyson Fury thing, because I know because it's going to divide opinion, because he's obviously made some very controversial comments in the past. WWE seemingly don't give a shit when people do stuff like that. They just don't care.
Surprise.
But then again, it's one of those ones that generally, he has made several apologies and said that it was come from a place of ignorance and he's trying to improve. But some people are just not gonna, they're not gonna like him, which is generally fine. You're well within your rights. Stop bringing in people that are problematic. I know it's hard in sports to not bring in someone that isn't problematic, but good lord. Marshmello won the 24/7 title. But then he lost it again. But instead of showing it on TV, they're only showing him win the belt. Michael Cole goes to watch it to find out how he lost the belt. Go to our YouTube channel. You're on TV. Just show the clip.
Who did he lose it to?
Mella again. So Mella's the champion again. So 50-50 booking between Carmella and a guy with a box on his head, not the one that me and Joe would want.
Never had a box in my head. Never had a box in my head to the 806. I'm looking at me and I don't know what. Sorry.
Genuinely.
I have a mic in front of me.
If me and Joe were booking WWE, they would come to London and Temper T and then any other person from Grime we could get to come to the O2 would win the 24/7 title.
Temper T would win the 24/7 title for the entirety of the time it would be in London, and he'd constantly be feuding with different members of BBK. If you know, you know.
Yeah, he would. Who would beat him before we left for London if Temper was if Temps was the 24/7 champion?
Joe Rawley.
Oh, fair enough.
Mojo Rawley would be his running mate, because Mojo really be like, I don't get hype, I stay hype, and it attempts to be like, damn. So they'd be running mates.
Yeah. Or I don't know if you saw this. Did you see what what Mojo Rawley was called out on the on the blue carpet thing before the show started? Some Fox affiliate put a picture of Mojo Rawley, and underneath it said Sami Zayn, but spell Sammy. So it wasn't even the Sami Zayn, that someone just made a name up.
The levels of superstars from that part of the world.
Yeah, I know. Of all the people you can get it wrong with, it's Sami Zayn. So it's almost as if you have mixed up two people from the same corner of the world by accident. You've also spelt their name wrong, so it's double dickery from that Fox affiliate.
Fox.
I can't believe you've done this. I think that's going to be the new thing for Smack Talk. Anytime anything bad happens on SmackDown, I'm just going to go, Fox, I can't believe you've done this.
Problematic, you mean? It's got to be problematic.
Yeah, it's Fox. Yeah, of course it is. The Rock and Becky Lynch verbally slew and battered King Corbin to open the show. It was pretty fun. The Rock needs to find more up-to-date insults than "lol, you're a virgin." It's like, yeah, that doesn't fly anymore in 2019. Like, the Burger King on crack, fine. I'm okay with that.
That's almost relevant, yeah.
Yeah, and then the STD joke wasn't great. And also, but I will say, Lynch got the killer line, which was great.
Yes. Yeah.
So great. And apparently The Rock asked to be in a segment with Becky Lynch. That shows the star power of Becky.
The fact that the first thing you see in McMahon in that intro, the first wrestler who walks down to the ring was Becky Lynch. That is huge.
Yeah, she is like, honestly, in my opinion, I could be wrong. You can tell me otherwise. In regards to people that are constantly on TV, Becky Lynch is the biggest star in WWE right now.
When she drops the title, get her in a Hollywood movie. And I don't mean a WWE Studios movie. I mean a Hollywood movie. She has worked as a stunt woman. She can be an action star.
Yeah, like
get her in an updated 21st century version of They Live.
Oh God, that would be the best thing ever. I'd love that. It went long, so all of the rest of the show was rushed. Becky Lynch and Charlotte went over Bayley and Banks, nowhere near as good as their Raw one, because they didn't have the fucking time. Charlotte made Bayley tap, so I imagine in the next few hours we are going to find out that Charlotte is facing Bayley for the SmackDown Women's title, which means they literally had Carmella and Bayley have a little bit of a feud back and forth for no reason. Literally no reason.
Well, I don't know what to tell you, mate.
Yeah, we got a cool little Firefly Funhouse segment, which is where you had Rambling Rabbit dressed as Seth Rollins, which was funny, getting murdered by Mercy the Buzzard inside a red painted dog cage that was meant to be Hell in a Cell.
Notice that Ray announced Mercy as his old nicknames, which I thought was really cool.
I missed that. That's really cool. I completely caught that.
The seducer thing. I can't remember the 3 words.
Yeah.
The accuser. There's something. The seducer.
I like that. That's cool.
It's a nice callback to the fact that Mercy is a buzzard.
Seth got murdered by the Fiend. Kind of attacked him mid-match, and I thought he was getting the mandible claw. I missed the part where, this is how little I was paying attention after a point, I missed the part where Seth got thrown off the stage.
What stage? Fam, if you want me to demonstrate the amount that Seth was thrown off anything, when I see you on Wednesday, let me push you off a curb.
Was it the level of stage where when Cain pushed Zack Ryder off that wheelchair? But that was more dangerous because he could have literally shattered his ankles.
He was in a wheelchair. In fact, it was smaller than that.
Oh,
I genuinely mean it.
Yeah.
Let me push you off a curb. Find a high bit of a curb and just be like, hey.
Well, you know what? We'll film it and put it up on Twitter. A Crime Watch reenactment of the Fiend pushing Seth Rollins off the stage.
Gold. By gold. Seth Rollins has been kicked to the curb. By gold. Fiend is now cucking Seth Rollins.
Oh, God. Yeah, that was the thing that SmackDown lacked. There was a lack of cucking.
That's actually a lie, because on the blue carpet, Fox affiliates made sure to linger on Bobby Lashley and Lana on the carpet together.
Oh, I did see them doing interviews together, which is very, very funny. Meanwhile, as I said somewhere, Rusev's cracking one off in a in a locker.
Oh, what was it? What was it I said?
Oh yeah, you said this is not what you then said. Rusev was cracking one off, thinking of his wife having sex with Bobby Lashley in a locker. Meanwhile, Aleister Black is looking very uncomfortable, saying, "When I asked someone to pick a fight with me, this is not what I had in mind."
Pick a fight with me.
Please stop wanking in my cupboard. And
Selena, where are you?
Just texting Selena, help. The other thing, actually, I was going to say that actually reminded me that Aleister Black was on SmackDown. Completely forgot. And then the lumberjack match.
Oh, he's so going back to NXT.
Oh yeah, totally. There's a whole bunch of them that are literally going. It's like it's the wrestling version of Brexit. They're all getting sent back. They're getting sent back. All these wrestlers getting sent back to NXT. What people think Brexit is. Reality, Brexit is bollocks. Lumberjack match was literally there so Roman Reigns could do his big bowling pin dive, and Roman pinned Rowan. Tag match, yeah. That was SmackDown. It wasn't great.
Oh my God. Like, I will say is this. I'll judge it on next week.
Yeah, this, it just wasn't a great first impression.
Get the ratings they need to lord over anybody else who feels that they can step to the crown. But sorry. Yeah, I'll judge it on next week.
Yeah, that's like this week. Like it was either going to be really, really good or a mess, and it was a mess, unfortunately. Yeah, so that was Smack Talk. Hopefully, it'll be more positive next week. We can only live in hope. If you want to get in touch with TWM Wrestle is our handle on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. The TWM podcasts are available in all the usual places: Apple and Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, TuneIn, Acast, Podbean, and YouTube. At twm.news, there'll be predictions up for Hell in a Cell. We've got stuff about Crown Jewel. Adam Kaler is writing a piece on 5 reasons why WWE does not need to go back to Saudi Arabia, so definitely check that out. And there's other stuff about Raw, SmackDown, AEW, all that stuff. Like I said, honest opinion, this was the weakest show out of the 4. I'm not really counting NXT UK. On top of that, they cancelled 205 Live this week because the show overran. And B, they didn't do... by the way, we will be...
Out inside this pit of danger.
We will be doing 205 Live on here because it was meant to be on Best of the Rest, but they moved the day. But we will be, but don't worry, Joe. It'll be 205 Live in 205 seconds. So it'll be done nice and quick. Yeah, check all that out. This is definitely the weakest show out of the 4. Personal opinion, if you want to know my list, and we'll finish off with this. What order we'd put them all in? I would have it would be NXT. Oh, it's tough. I'm not sure if I'd put Raw second or third. NXT. Actually, yeah, NXT, Raw, AEW, SmackDown. But Raw and AEW are interchangeable because I really liked both shows.
NXT, Raw, 205 Live, SmackDown Live.
I love that you put 205 Live ahead of SmackDown purely because it was a more favourite show because it didn't exist this week.
Yes, that was meant to be the joke.
No, it was. It just popped me, and I had to say it because it made me laugh.
In fact, let me swap the dirt and the worms inside of the dirt above 205.
I was going to say, it's the only time Joe's going to put over 205 Live when they cancel it and don't put it on air.
Did you see? What's the black one's name? Shane Helms saying and still the longest running cruiserweight champion.
Still going on. The title.
They changed the name of the Cruiserweight Championship.
Oh, it's NXT now, isn't it? When we get the big yellow belt next week on NXT. Yeah. Anyway, Joe, your social medias.
at TWM News UK. I have been waiting. I've been saving that for now.
I just love the fact. Oh, Joe's going to nick that and just like cyber squat and just put stupid stuff up for people that don't.
Yes, I am. Actually am.
Oh, good lord. I'm Matty ID. We are at TWM Wrestle. We'll be back on Monday for TWM Talks as we review Hell in a Cell, or whatever happens on Hell in a Cell. There's 3-hour-long matches, I guess.
Hey, see you in hell.
And on that note, we will speak to you on Monday for TWM Talks. Thank you for downloading all the shows this week. It's been a fantastic debut week for our weekly shows. Long may it continue. And me and Joe will speak to you next Friday.